So I've been a bit absent recently from my blog and, well, YouTube obviously, but that's sort of always, and Instagram even, because I'm struggling with some health issues. I've developed what's called an essential tremor, and as a result, certain things are difficult for me to do now. When I try to move my hand, I shake during the movement process. And this makes a big difference to things like when I try to write a line. Maybe it's easier to show you. This is me trying to write a solid line. Just a straight line. Obviously, this has made some major issues with my art. So I decided that I would make a video about ways I'm learning how to cope with this problem. I'm sorry that my speech is also affected by this problem, but I thought it would be a good idea to try to make this video anyway, to really describe the problem I'm having, but mostly because my whole thing about my blog is that I want people to continue to art through their lives even when health issues get in the way. So the first hack that I have, that I figured out, is using just a basic ankle weight. If I put this weight around my wrist, the tremor in my arm is significantly reduced, and I'm able to draw a little better. So see, I've got it attached to my hand. So I'll use the black because it's easier to see. It's not perfect, but it's way better than without the weight. I'm experimenting with potentially weighing down a paintbrush or a pen. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but that's something you could probably do if you have a similar problem. Another thing is, I have good days and bad days, so if I sketched on a good day, if I were to make a circle, for example, this is not a good day. If I were to make a circle, my circles are terrible, and then on a bad day, I used a thicker, actually I have a much thicker marker. If I used a thicker marker to make my lines, sorry, I haven't activated this one yet, then I might be able to follow along my sketch a little better. The other thing I figured out is that if I do shorter lines, so I'm going to go around this way. If I do shorter lines, sometimes I can get a much more accurate result in doing shorter lines. It's about figuring out what you can and cannot do anymore, or adapting, you know. The other thing I've started to do, and you've probably noticed this if you've been following me on social media, is I do a lot more paintings like this, where it's a landscape painting. This one I just finished this morning, but it's a seascape. But if you look closely, my lines are wibbly wobbly, but I went with it. I allowed my hand to kind of make the decisions as I went. A lot of these lines, like here for example, are a lot smoother than I am currently able to make, because this morning I wasn't as bad. I'm also opening this up to ideas. If anyone has any ideas for me on ways to adapt, you know, I would love to hear them, you know, because this is definitely destroying some of my abilities. And this is another one I did within the last couple of days, where I focused on making dots and short lines to kind of smooth out my lines. But the main thing to take out of this is that I put a lot more effort into the painting aspect itself. So much of doing a landscape painting like this involves like just letting the paint do the work and letting it make the decisions. So a lot of this is about letting go of control, because I can't necessarily make, you know, like if I try to draw a cat, I can't really make an accurate anything anymore. The idea is still there, though, of a cat. I am able, obviously I'm able to make generally the shape of a cat, so I'm exploring different ways to express myself that doesn't involve like an exact drawing. Like I won't be able to do a detailed skull right now, but perhaps I can make use of my tremor to do a more realistic landscape painting, for example. Anyway, I think that pretty much sums up my problem right now, and that's that should do it for today. Thank you for sticking by me anyway, and we'll see what the future has to hold. Have happy arting.